The Galactic Council's chambers hummed with the low-frequency vibrations of 100 alien languages, a symphony of diplomacy and deceit. Admiral Elias Kane of the United Terran Sovereignty stood at the center of the rotunda, his posture rigid, his gloved hands clasped behind his back. The air smelled of ozone and something sour, antiseptic perhaps, or the pheromonal discharge of the insectoid delegates. Around him, the representatives of the 12 dominions loomed from their elevated platforms, their faceted eyes, gelatinous membranes, and chitinous limbs all turned toward him in judgment. Asterisk, asterisk. The motion is called, hissed Chancellor Vexthal, his serpentine tongue flicking between needle teeth. The Terran species shall be henceforth stripped of protected status under galactic accord. Their colonies are declared open territories, their fleets restricted to home systems. Kane's jaw tightened. He had expected this. The whispers had been circulating for months. Humans were too volatile, too unpredictable. Their rapid expansion had unsettled the elder races. Their wars, their rebellions, their refusal to kneel. But this was a death sentence. Without the Accord shield, the Krovoth horde would descend upon human worlds like carrion birds, and the Council would do nothing, asterisk, asterisk. You're making a mistake, Kane said, his voice cutting through the murmurs. He didn't raise it. He didn't need to, asterisk, asterisk. A ripple of amusement passed through the chamber. The Xeran delegation clacked their mandibles in derision. The amphibious Naorine bubbled laughter through their throat sacs. Only the Veln, their obsidian faces unreadable, remained silent, asterisk, asterisk. Admiral Kane, purred the matriarch of the Zordi Dominion, her voice like poison honey. Your kind has always been passionate. But passion is not stability. The Accord requires harmony. Kane's lips curled into a humorless smile. Harmony. Is that what you call selling out our border worlds to the Krovoth in exchange for their silence? The chamber went still. He tapped his wrist terminal. A holographic projection flared to life. Records of covert transmissions. Supply routes diverted. Council-line mercenaries disappearing near Krovoth space. You didn't think we'd notice? Chancellor Vexthal's scales darkened with anger. You overstep human. No, you did. Kane deactivated the display. We played by your rules. We've bled for your wars. And now you betray us for the sake of convenience. He let the words hang, then leaned forward, his gaze sweeping the assembly. Rescind the vote. Silence. Then laughter. The Zordi matriarch waved a dismissive hand. Or what? You will declare war on the entire galaxy. Kane didn't blink. You have 3 cycles to reconsider. After that, we stop asking nicely. The laughter died. Something in his tone, cold, deliberate, sent a shiver through even the most arrogant delegates. The Veln ambassadors shifted, their obsidian eyes narrowing. Asterisk, asterisk. Is that a threat? Vexthal hissed. Asterisk, asterisk. A warning, Kane corrected. He turned on his heel, his boots echoing against the crystalline floor as he strode toward the exit. Behind him, the chamber erupted into furious debate. He didn't look back. Asterisk, asterisk. Outside, his second-in-command, Commander Lyra Voss, fell into step beside him. They didn't listen, she muttered. Asterisk, asterisk. No, Kane said. They never do. He activated his calm, high command. This is Kane. They've chosen the hard way. Initiate final protocol. A pause. Then the reply. Acknowledge. Godspeed, Admiral. The line went dead. Somewhere, deep in the black, something ancient stirred. Asterisk, asterisk. And humanity prepared to remind the galaxy why it once feared the dark. The silence of the void was a lie. Commander Lyra Voss knew this better than most. As her stealth corvette, the Whisper, drifted through the debris field of the abandoned telestation, her sensors painted a grim picture. Scorch marks from plasma burns, shatter hull fragments, and no distress signals. Just another ghost site in the Council's quiet purge of human outposts. Asterisk, asterisk. They're moving faster than we predicted, murmured Lieutenant Kael'Run, his fingers dancing over the tactical display. His dark eyes reflected the flickering data streams. The Krovoth Vanguard hit the station 6 hours ago. No survivors. Voss exhaled slowly. She had served under Admiral Kane for 12 years, fought in 3 border wars, and watched too many good soldiers die for a council that now spat on their sacrifices. But this was different. Final protocol wasn't just a contingency. It was a promise. And promises, in her experience, always came due. Asterisk, asterisk. Plot a course to the rendezvous point, she ordered, and keep us dark. If the council's hound catch wind of this, asterisk, asterisk. Wren nodded, but his jaw was tight. You really think they'll listen? After everything? Voss didn't answer. She didn't need to. The council had made their choice. Now humanity would make theirs. Asterisk, asterisk. 3 light years away, Admiral Elias Kane stood on the bridge of the dreadnought Oblivion's Hand, watching the starfield ripple as the last of the Blackwatch Legion ships emerged from slipspace. There were a ragged armada, battle-scarred cruisers, retrofitted freighters, and a handful of stolen Krovoth raiders, their hulls still bearing the jagged sigils of their former masters. But they were here, and they were ready. Asterisk, asterisk. Status? Kane asked, his voice rough from too many sleepless cycles. Asterisk, asterisk. All strike groups reporting in, replied Captain Dravik, his cybernetic eye whirring as it processed the fleet's readiness. The breach containment array is stable. For now. Kane's gaze drifted to the viewport, where the anomaly pulsed like a wound in reality itself. Project Aegis had never been a weapon. It was a lock, a seal, and soon it would be undone. Asterisk, asterisk. The Council's response? Dravik smirked. Predictable. They dispatched the Zorti 7th Fleet to quell human aggression. Ite, 2 cycles. A murmur spread through the bridge crew. The Zorti were ruthless, their ships faster and deadlier than anything in humanity's arsenal. But they didn't know what waited in the dark. Asterisk, asterisk. Kane activated the fleet-wide comm. This is the Admiral. By now, you've all heard the Council's decree. They've called us monsters. Warmongers. And maybe they're right. He paused, letting the word settle. But if we're monsters, then let's be the ones they fear. A cheer erupted across the channel. Kane silenced it with a raised hand. Final warning goes out in 1 hour. After that, we do what we must. The message was simple, unencrypted, broadcast on every frequency, in every tongue known to the Accord. Asterisk, asterisk. Flee. A single word, echoing across the stars. Some received it with laughter, others with fury. A handful, like the Velen scientist Dr. Eris, heard it and felt something colder than fear. Asterisk, asterisk. You don't understand, Eris hissed, her bioluminescent markings flaring as she confronted the Zorti matriarch in her private chambers. The humans aren't threatening war. They're warning us of one. The matriarch sipped her nectar wine, unimpressed. Let them scream. By this time tomorrow, their fleet will be scrapped and their worlds will kneel. Eris's tendrils coiled in distress. And what if they're not bluffing? What if they found? Asterisk, asterisk. Enough. The matriarch's voice cracked like a whip. The humans have nothing. No allies. No weapons. No hope. But as Eris left the chamber, her mind raced with old texts, half-forgotten prophecies. The humans had a word for what they feared most. A word from their oldest nightmares. Asterisk, asterisk. The Devourer. Aboard the Oblivion's Hand. The countdown reached 0. Asterisk, asterisk. Do it, Kane said. The containment array flared, then shattered. Space itself tore open, a maw of swirling darkness, and from it poured something even the stars have forgotten. Asterisk, asterisk. The bridge crew recoiled as the sensors screamed. Dravik cybernetic I shorted out in a burst of sparks. Voss, arriving just in time to witness the breach, felt her blood turn to ice. Asterisk, asterisk. Gods. Run whispered. What have we done? Kane didn't look away. What they forced us to. And as the first Zorati warship was swallowed whole by the hungry dark, the galaxy learned the truth too late. Humanity had never been the threat. They were the leash. The Zorati 7th Fleet died screaming. One moment, their golden battleships formed an impenetrable wall of plasma cannons and shimmering void shields. The next, the darkness between stars convulsed and swallowed them whole. No explosions, no debris, just silence as the abyss drank their light, their heat, their very atoms into its endless gullet. Asterisk, asterisk. On the bridge of the Oblivion's hand, Admiral Elias Kane watched the carnage with a face like stone. His crew wasn't so composed. Lieutenant Voss gripped her console hard enough to crack the polymer casing, her breath coming in short, sharp bursts. Wren had stopped breathing entirely, his dark eyes reflecting the void's hunger. Only Captain Dravik seemed unfazed, though his remaining organic. I twitched with every ship that vanished. Asterisk, asterisk. It's working, Dravik muttered. Gods help us, it's working. Kane said nothing. The thing in the breach wasn't a weapon. It wasn't even a thing, not in any way their sensors could quantify. It was absence given form, a maw that had gnawed at the edges of human nightmares since the first fires flickered in caves. And now, at last, they had let it off its leash. Asterisk, asterisk. Dr. Eris of the Velns saw the transmissions first. The Zordi matriarch had dismissed the human warning as a bluff, but Eris had spent cycles studying Terra mythologies. She knew the old stories, whispers of horror that lurked beyond the veil, a devourer of worlds that ancient humanity had somehow contained. And now, as a void split open above the ruined telestation, she realized with dawning horror that the stories were true. Asterisk, asterisk. Evacuate the sector! She screamed into the Council's emergency channel, her bioluminescent markings flaring panic bright. The humans, they weren't threatening us. They were protecting us. But it was too late. The breach pulsed, expanded, and the nearest Council outpost winked out existence, like a candle snuffed by a cruel wind. Asterisk, asterisk. Back aboard the Oblivion's hand, alarms blared as the containment systems overloaded. The field's destabilizing. Wren shouted, If we don't close the breach now, asterisk, asterisk. Not yet, Kane growled. His eyes never left the viewport, where the last Zordi dreadnought twisted like a leaf in a hurricane before being ripped apart. The message had to be sent. The lesson had to stick. Asterisk, asterisk. Voss grabbed his arm. Elias, we've made our point. The Council is broken. If we don't seal it now, nothing will stop it. For the first time, Kane hesitated. He thought of Earth, of the billions who trusted him with their survival, of the weight of a decision that would echo through history. Then, asterisk, asterisk. Initiate recontainment, he ordered. The crew leapt into action, fingers flying over consoles as the Blackwatch Legion ships activated the ancient protocols. Gravity tethers flared, weaving a net of twisted space-time around the breach. The void shrieked, a sound that bypassed ears to vibrate directly in the marrow, as the rift shuddered, fought, and finally, agonizingly, began to close, asterisk, asterisk. But not before the galaxy saw. Not before the Council, cowering in their bunkers, understood at last what humanity had spent centuries holding back. Asterisk, asterisk. When it was done, the silence was heavier than the void itself. Kane slumped into his command chair, suddenly exhausted. Across the bridge, Voss let out a shaky breath. Wren vomited into a waste chute. Only Dravik seemed energized, his grin feral in the dim light. Asterisk, asterisk. They'll never forget this, he said. Kane nodded. The cost had been hideous. Thousands dead, systems lost. But the message had been sent. He opened a channel to the remnants of the Council, his voice gravel and iron. Asterisk, asterisk. You were warned. The Veln scientist Eris responded first, her voice trembling. Admiral Kane, what was that? For the first time in years, Kane smiled. It didn't reach his eyes. The reason your ancestors never found Earth until we wanted you to. He cut the transmission. Let them chew on that. Let them lie awake in the dark, wondering what other nightmares humanity kept caged. And let them remember, the next time they thought to cross the species that had stared into the abyss and made it blink, asterisk, asterisk. Set course for home, he ordered. Behind them, the stars burned cold and quiet once more. Asterisk, asterisk. But not, he knew, for long. The silence after the storm was worse than the screaming. Admiral Elias Kane stood on the observation deck of the Oblivion's Hand, watching the stars through reinforced glass. They looked the same as they always had, cold, distant, indifferent. But the galaxy had shifted, and he knew, with a bone-deep certainty, that nothing would ever be the same again. Asterisk, asterisk. Behind him, the doors hissed open. Commander Lyra Voss stepped inside, her boots clicking against the deck in a familiar rhythm. She didn't speak at first. She didn't need to. The weight of what they'd done hung between them like a corpse on a noose. Asterisk, asterisk. The council surrendered, she said finally, her voice rough, unconditional. They're begging for terms. Kane didn't turn. And they're terrified. Good. Let them be. He exhaled slowly, watching his breath fog the glass. The abyss had been sealed, for now, but the memory of it lingered, a stain on reality itself. The Krovoth had fled back to their fringes. The Zorati were in ruins. The Veln, at least, had the sense to kneel. But none of it mattered if the lock didn't hold. Asterisk, asterisk. What did we lose? He asked. Voss hesitated. The Iron Promise. The Veil of Dawn. 12,000 souls. 12,000. A drop in the ocean, compared to what could have been, compared to what would be if they failed again. Kane's fingers twitched to the side, craving a weapon, a trigger, something to grip before the enormity of it all crushed him. Asterisk, asterisk. Tell me we did the right thing, Voss said quietly. Kane finally turned to face her. There were shadows under her eyes. New ones, deeper than exhaustion. Does it matter? She flinched. That was answer enough. Asterisk, asterisk. Dr. Eris of the Veln had spent her life studying the dark, but nothing in her research had prepared her for this. The council chambers, once a gleaming monument to galactic unity, were now a tomb. The surviving delegates huddled in clusters, their voices hushed, their postures broken. The Zorati matriarch was gone, consumed. Eris wondered if she'd screamed. Asterisk, asterisk. They're calling it a reckoning, murmured Counselor Trek, his carapace dull with shock. The humans, they knew. They knew. Eris said nothing. She had warned them. They hadn't listened. Now, the footage of the breach played on every screen in the quadrant, a horror beyond physics, beyond reason. And the humans had controlled it. Asterisk, asterisk. What do we do? Trek asked, desperate. Asterisk, asterisk. Eris looked toward the viewing port, where Earth's fleet hung in the black like a sword over their throats. We pray, she said softly, that they never stop being merciful. The Blackwatch Legion didn't celebrate. There were no cheers, no toasts, no medals pinned to blood-stained uniforms. Only silence and the grim understanding that their war had just begun. Asterisk, asterisk. In the bowels of the Oblivion's Hand, Captain Dravik ran diagnostics on the containment array. The tech was ancient, older than human spaceflight, older than written history, a relic of a time when mankind had fought shadows and won. Barely. Asterisk, asterisk. It'll hold, he muttered to himself. It has to. Behind him, Lieutenant Wren leaned against the bulkhead, arms crossed. You don't sound convinced. Dravik shot him a glare. You saw what it did to the Zorati. You really think a few fancy toys will keep it locked up forever? Wren didn't answer. He didn't need to. They both knew the truth. Asterisk, asterisk. Somewhere in the dark between stars, the devourer waited. And it was patient. Asterisk, asterisk. Kane stood alone in his quarters, staring at the data slate in his hands. The casualty reports. The damage assessments. The whispers already spreading through the colonies. Asterisk, what have we done? What have we unleashed? Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. He set the slate down. The reflection in the polished surface stared back at him, hollow-eyed. A butcher, a savior, a man who had gambled with the end of all things and won. For now, asterisk, asterisk. The comm chimed. Voss's voice crackled through. Admiral, you're needed on the bridge. He knew that tone. Something was wrong. Report. A pause. Then 2 words that sent ice down his spine. Asterisk, asterisk. It's moving. Kane was already reaching for his sidearm. The lock was holding. The breach was sealed. But the thing inside it, asterisk, asterisk. It was learning, asterisk, asterisk. And humanity's final warning had just become a promise. The containment array wasn't failing. It was being unmade. Admiral Kane arrived on the bridge to a nightmare painted in cold, clinical data streams. The breach's edges, once razor-sharp in their artificial stability, now pulsed like a living thing. Tendrils of distorted space-time lashed against quantum lattice holding it shut, each impact sending shockwaves to the Oblivion's hand as Hull, asterisk, asterisk. Report, Kane snapped, his voice cutting to the babble of panicked technicians. Voss didn't look up from her console. It's adapting, Elias. Faster than projected. The lattice is degrading at 12% per minute. Her fingers flew over the controls, rerouting power from non-essential systems in a futile attempt to reinforce the failing barriers. At this rate, asterisk, asterisk, we have less than an hour, Dravik finished, his cybernetic eye whirring as it processed the cascading system failures. Maybe less if it learns to asterisk, asterisk. The ship lurched violently. A junior officer screamed as his console exploded in a shower of sparks. The main viewer flickered, then resolved into a horror. The breach had grown teeth. Jagged fractures in reality radiated from its center, and deep within the darkness, something stirred. Asterisk, asterisk. Kane's hand found the grip of his sidearm by instinct. Evacuate all non-essential personnel to the secondary fleet. Prepare the hand for scuttling. Voss's head snapped up. You can't be serious. Without this ship's core, the entire containment net. Asterisk, asterisk. Won't matter if that thing gets loose. Kane interrupted. He turned to Dravik. I need options. Now. The engineer's grin was all teeth. We could always ask it nicely to go back to hell. Dr. Eris watched the sensor feeds from the safety of a Veln dreadnought. Her tendrils coiled so tightly they ached. The humans' fleet was in disarray, their once proud vessels scrambling like insects before flood. And at the center of it all, the breach flexed, asterisk, asterisk. They're losing, whispered Counselor Trek, his voice hollow. God save us all, they're losing. Eris said nothing. The data streams told a different story. The human ships weren't fleeing. They were positioning, forming a net around the breach. A trap, or a last stand, asterisk, asterisk. She opened a channel to the Oblivion's hand. Admiral Kane, there's another way. Static. Then his voice, rough with exhaustion, make it fast, Doctor. The old texts speak of failsafe, a way to strengthen the lock, but it requires a sacrifice. She hesitated. A mind anchor it. Silence. Then a dry chuckle. Of course it does. The bridge smelled of burning circuits and fear. Kane stared at the view screen, weighing the cost. They'd known this day might come. Known the lock would need tending. But knowing and doing were galaxies apart. Asterisk, asterisk. Send the evacuation orders. He said at last. But keep the Black Watch here. And prep the neural interface. Voss grabbed his arm. Elias! Asterisk, asterisk. It was always going to be me, Lyra. He pried her fingers loose gently. The lock responds to human thought, to will, and I'm the only one here who stared into that thing's eyes twice and lived. She searched his face for hesitation, for doubt, found none. You stubborn bastard, she whispered. Asterisk, asterisk. Dravik clapped him on the shoulder. Try not to get eaten, yeah? Ken almost smiled. No promises. The neural chamber was colder than he remembered. Kane settled into the interface chair, wincing as the needles pierced his skull. The techs moved around him like ghosts, their voices hushed. None would meet his eyes. Asterisk, asterisk. Direct connection established, one murmured. Beginning synchronization. Pain, white-hot and perfect, lancing through every nerve. The chamber dissolved, and suddenly Kane was everywhere, his consciousness expanding through the ship's systems, the fleet's networks, the fragile lattice holding the breach shut. And beyond it, asterisk, asterisk. The devourer saw him, asterisk, asterisk. It had no eyes, no face, no form of mortal mind to comprehend. But it knew him, recognized the will that had dared cage it. And it was hungry, asterisk, asterisk. Kane gritted his teeth. Not today. He pushed, not with hands, but with memory, with the weight of every life he'd taken, every oath he'd broken, every sin committed in humanity's name. The lock shuddered, then held ***. For now, Voss watched the readouts on the bridge, her heart in her throat. The breach's edges stabilized, the fractures healed, and deep in the Oblivion's hand, belly, Elias Kane's vitals spiked, then flatlined, ***. Silence. Then, impossibly, the breach sealed, ***. It's done, Dravik breathed. Voss didn't celebrate. She turned to the view screen, where Earth hung like a blue jewel in the black. Somewhere in the dark between stars, the Devourer waited. And now, so did she, ***. No, she corrected softly. It's just beginning.